Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers, and welcome to our Islamic channel, where we delve into the timeless teachings of the Quran. Today, we embark on a journey through Surah Al-Waqi'ah, exploring its profound insights into the certainty of the Day of Judgment and the importance of preparing for it. As we explore the profound wisdom of Surah Al-Waqi'ah, may Allah grant us understanding and steadfastness in our faith. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more enlightening content on Islam and spirituality. Jazakallahu khairan. Peace and blessings be upon you all. Surah Al-Waqi'ah, also known as the chapter of the event, is the 56th chapter of the Quran. It is a Meccan surah, meaning it was revealed in the early period of Prophet Muhammad's prophethood during his time in Mecca. Surah Al-Waqi'ah consists of 96 verses and is named after the occurrence mentioned in the first verse, which refers to the inevitable event of the Day of Judgment. The surah begins by describing the Day of Judgment as an event that is certain to occur, with its occurrence being inevitable and inescapable. It portrays the Day of Judgment as a time when people will be divided into three groups based on their deeds: the foremost, the people of the right hand, and the people of the left hand. The foremost are those who were close to Allah in their worldly lives and will be nearest to Him in the hereafter, while the people of the right hand are the righteous, who will be rewarded with paradise. On the other hand, the people of the left hand are the disbelievers and evildoers who will face punishment in the hellfire. The surah then provides vivid descriptions of the rewards of paradise and the punishments of hell, urging people to reflect on their deeds and strive for righteousness. It emphasizes the importance of believing in the hereafter and living a life of piety and virtue. Here are 5 lessons we can learn from Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Certainty of the Day of Judgment. The concept of the certainty of the Day of Judgment is a fundamental belief in Islam, emphasized in various verses of the Quran, including Surah Al-Waqi'ah. This surah vividly depicts the inevitability of the Day of Judgment, emphasizing that it is an absolute truth that cannot be avoided or denied. Here's a detailed discussion on the certainty of the Day of Judgment as depicted in Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Inevitability of the Day of Judgment. Surah Al-Waqi'ah opens with a declaration of the certainty of the Day of Judgment, describing it as an event that is bound to happen without any doubt. The surah emphasizes that the occurrence of the Day of Judgment is as certain as the occurrence of night following day, highlighting its absolute inevitability. Divine decree. The surah portrays the Day of Judgment as a decree ordained by Allah, the Most High. It underscores that the Day of Judgment is not a matter of speculation or conjecture, but a divine decree that will undoubtedly come to pass. This reinforces the belief in divine providence and the ultimate sovereignty of Allah over all affairs. Signs and portents. Surah Al-Waqi'ah describes various signs and portents that will precede the Day of Judgment, including the splitting of the sky, the mountains being made into dust, and the dispersal of graves. These signs serve as reminders of the impending Day of Judgment and highlight the inevitability of its occurrence. Reminder of the transient nature of life. The surah reminds believers of the transient nature of worldly life and the temporal nature of its pleasures. It contrasts the permanence of the hereafter with the fleeting nature of this life, urging believers to prioritize their preparations for the Day of Judgment over worldly pursuits. Accountability for deeds. Accountability for deeds is a prominent theme in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, highlighting the concept that every individual will be held responsible for their actions and decisions on the Day of Judgment. Here's a detailed discussion on accountability for deeds as depicted in Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Individual responsibility. Surah Al-Waqi'ah emphasizes the individual responsibility of every person for their own deeds. It portrays the Day of Judgment as a time when individuals will be held to account for their actions, regardless of their social status or background. This underscores the principle of personal accountability before Allah. Recording of deeds. The surah mentions the recording of deeds by angels, who meticulously document every action and intention of individuals throughout their lives. These records will be presented on the Day of Judgment as evidence of a person's deeds, serving as a basis for accountability and judgment. Reward and punishment. The surah describes the consequences of deeds in the hereafter, with the righteous being rewarded with paradise and the evildoers facing punishment in the hellfire. This highlights the principle of recompense, wherein individuals will be rewarded or punished based on the quality of their deeds and their adherence to Allah's commandments. The differentiation of rewards and punishments. The differentiation of rewards and punishments is a significant theme in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, illustrating the consequences of one's actions in the hereafter. The surah vividly describes the contrasting destinies of the righteous, who are rewarded with paradise, and the evildoers, who face punishment in the hellfire. Here's a detailed discussion on the differentiation of rewards and punishments as depicted in Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Rewards of paradise. Surah Al-Waqi'ah portrays the rewards of paradise as a place of eternal bliss and tranquility for the righteous. It describes paradisiacal scenes of lush gardens, flowing rivers, and the company of righteous companions. The surah emphasizes that these rewards are reserved for those who believed in Allah and performed righteous deeds in the worldly life. Punishments of hellfire. Conversely, the surah describes the punishments of the hellfire as a place of torment and suffering for the evildoers. It depicts scenes of scorching fire, boiling water, and choking smoke, highlighting the intensity of the punishment awaiting the disobedient and sinful. The surah underscores that these punishments are the consequences of the evildoers' rejection of faith and defiance of Allah's commandments. Fair judgment. Surah Al-Waqi'ah emphasizes the fairness and justice of Allah's judgment in differentiating between the rewards of paradise and the punishments of hellfire. It assures believers that Allah's judgment will be based on absolute justice, taking into account every detail of their deeds and intentions. This ensures that individuals will receive recompense commensurate with their actions, whether good or evil. Priority of the righteous. The concept of the priority of the righteous is a prominent theme in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, highlighting the elevated status and special consideration given to those who lived righteous lives in accordance with Allah's commandments. Here's a detailed discussion on the priority of the righteous as depicted in Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Closest to Allah. Surah Al-Waqi'ah mentions a category referred to as the foremost, who are described as being closest to Allah in the hereafter. These individuals are honored for their righteousness and piety, and they enjoy a special proximity to Allah as a reward for their faith and good deeds. Special status in paradise. The surah depicts paradise as a place where the foremost, or the righteous, are granted special privileges and blessings. They are given precedence in terms of proximity to Allah, access to His mercy and pleasure, and enjoyment of the delights of paradise. This underscores the high esteem and honor accorded to the righteous in the hereafter. Rewards of righteousness. Surah Al-Waqi'ah emphasizes that the rewards of righteousness are not limited to the hereafter, but also extend to the worldly life. The righteous are blessed with Allah's guidance, protection, and provision, enabling them to lead fulfilling and prosperous lives characterized by peace, contentment, and success. Encouragement to reflect and prepare. Surah Al-Waqi'ah provides a profound encouragement to reflect on the signs of Allah's power and wisdom in the creation, and to prepare diligently for the inevitable Day of Judgment. Here's a detailed discussion on the encouragement to reflect and prepare as depicted in Surah Al-Waqi'ah. The surah urges believers to contemplate the signs of Allah's creation as a means of strengthening their faith and understanding of His power and wisdom. It encourages believers to reflect on the intricate design and balance of the universe, the diversity of life forms, and the natural phenomena that testify to the existence and greatness of Allah. Surah Al-Waqi'ah reminds believers of the transient nature of worldly life and the impermanence of its pleasures and possessions. It emphasizes the importance of recognizing the temporary nature of worldly pursuits and priorities, urging believers to prioritize their preparations for the hereafter over the fleeting pleasures of this life. The surah serves as a call to action for believers to actively prepare for the Day of Judgment by leading a life of righteousness, piety, and obedience to Allah's commandments. It emphasizes the importance of investing in deeds that will bring benefit in the hereafter, such as charity, prayer, and acts of kindness towards others. In conclusion, Surah Al-Waqi'ah emphasizes the certainty of the Day of Judgment, individual accountability for deeds, differentiation of rewards and punishments, priority of the righteous, and the encouragement to reflect and prepare for the hereafter. Let us supplicate to Allah, seeking His guidance, forgiveness, and mercy as we strive to lead lives of righteousness and piety. May Allah grant us success in this world and the hereafter, and protect us from the torment of the hellfire. Ameen.